computer decided it wanted to do a bunch of updates, which you have to ask yourself, like, at least give me a notification. Let me know you're going to do that first. So, anyway, I digress and I apologize. But here we are. We're together forever. And we're doing the coffee talk thing. Good morning to you. I'm Wesh 2 first warning meteorologist Eric Burris. Big weather ahead. All right, let's go right to the 7-day forecast. Today, it's going to be getting a little warmer. 94 degrees our high temperature, and we'll carry a few thunderstorms in there. But we're calling for impact weather the next 4 days' time. Look at these temperatures. Highs tomorrow getting to 96, 97 on Sunday, and 98 degrees for our Monday and our Tuesday. That is impact weather. That is the kind of weather that we have to watch for dangerous heat, right? In terms of temperatures, we're going to be close. I don't suspect we'll get to records, but we are going to be close to records. So, yeah, we've got some impact weather ahead the next couple of days. What's going on? Why are we sitting in this? Essentially, big ridge of high pressure is building in, and it's basically giving us this sinking feeling atmospherically. And it's not just us, it is so many locations. So much of the country is going to be into a very, very hot terrain. So just be cognizant of that as you make your plans this weekend. We are talking about impact weather. Feels like temperatures at 100 to 105 this weekend, and could even get higher looking ahead to the next, couple of days into next week. So big heat in place. All right. All right. That said, let's pause for a second from looking ahead and let's just take a live look outside this morning. It is gorgeous. There's downtown Orlando looking absolutely stunning this morning. Oh man, you gotta love to see that. Jeannie Rowan, good morning. Deborah, good morning to you. How are ya? John, Kathy, Joe, David Upton, good morning, good morning. I see my brother Frank's in the room. Mickey over on YouTube, good morning to you. David, good morning. Hey, it is a lovely start to our day, right? First warning, live Doppler radar, tracking a little bit of rain off the coast of Brevard County. Let's zoom in here and just kind of get a lay of the land. You can see that maybe a couple little showers off the shoreline. No big deal there. Temperatures out the door. Upper 70s to the lower 80s. 12-hour forecast for today does reveal those thunderstorms. Again, not calling for impact weather today, but we are calling for impact weather for the heat this weekend. All right. That's kind of where we're at this morning. Victoria says, watching from work. Good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. David, Diane, good morning. Suzanne, good morning. Good morning. So let's do this. Let's peek in on Futurecast. Let's get an idea of what's ahead today, okay? Because if you're, savoring that last little bit of summer vacation, we do have those scattered thunderstorms in there. So we know it's a good day for the pool. But when are you going to need to evacuate, right? When are you going to need to jump on out? Here's Futurecast showing us the hour by hour look to today's rainfall. We start beautifully. 10, 11, 12 o'clock, starting to see a few showers popping up over the I-95 corridor. 132, 3, seeing a little bit of rain into the metro. 334. So it's a little bit of an earlier start, right? We're not looking at that dinner time pattern of showers and storms, right? 5, 6 o'clock, spreading over to the west coast and then eventually settling down. Let's look ahead to our weekend. Tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Look at how gorgeous that is, right? Into the afternoon, a few areas of rain. Let me go back here and do this again. 2, 3, 4, a little bit of rain around the metro. Yes, there's going to be some rain. I thought you said it was going to be dry. No, I said it was going to be hot and drier. If you notice, let's go back to the 7-day forecast. I didn't put a 0% chance of rain. Kellyanne didn't put a 0% chance of rain. There is still a 20% coverage, even with these blasted hot conditions. So it is mostly dry. It is not completely dry, right? So there you go. A couple of pop-up showers here or there for a Saturday. Looking ahead to Sunday. Morning's looking fine. Lunchtime, popping up a little bit of rain. Futurecast may be a little more bullish than some of the other models, but still, the overall idea, the overall setup is big heat over the next couple of days. All right. And here's one thing that's interesting, and Marquise Mita put this together. Weather-related fatalities. I don't know why he's using a bonfire as a background. This is all kinds. Hold on. This is all kinds of wrong. The wrong background. He's got the. What are we doing here? I I don't even know. Hold on. This is the graphics guy. Oh my gosh. Okay, weather-related fatalities. The number one weather-related fatalities are going to be is extreme heat. That's the point he's trying to make. So what background are we going to use? Sorry guys, I'm putting my graphics hat on. There. Okay. Weather-related fatalities. Point of the graphic. There we go. See, that's way better. Um, why is flooding not capitalized when everything else is? Oh my gosh. I'm so sorry, people. Everything else should actually not be capitalized. Okay, I'll fix that later. The point of the graphic is that extreme heat takes lives. When you look at hurricane fatalities, when you look at rip current fatalities, extreme heat takes lives. And that's the setup that we're entering into right now is extreme heat across the area. So heat risk is a product that the National Weather Service uses. And let's just kind of define that first, okay? It's running on a scale going from minor all the way to extreme. Let's look at the top two, or on this graphic, the bottom two. Major impacts anyone without effective cooling. Extreme, rare event impacts anyone without cooling and hydration. Okay, so let's look at the extreme heat. Let's look at the heat risk. All right, so for today, we've got a little bit of red, not as huge of a deal. For tomorrow, starting to see those reds, major heat event spreading around town. Let's look at day 3. So that would be, what is it, Friday, Saturday? That would be Sunday. It is starting to show some purples on the map, right? Let's go to day 4. That would be Monday. Purples, not a ton, but some areas of purple on the map, right? So again, basically we're running red and purple. So impacts anyone without effective cooling. And in some cases, this is going to be a rare heat event. Okay. So let's just look at our high temperature forecasts first. These are actual temperatures. These are not feels like temperatures. For tomorrow, 96 degrees in Orlando, 97 in Winter Haven, even at the beach, 91 New Smyrna Beach, 91 Daytona Beach. Sunday, okay, 97 in Orlando, Wedgefield, Kissimmee. That includes the tourist district. 96 in the villages, even at the beach. 92 Titusville, 92 degrees in Melbourne. Let's look at Monday. Okay. 98 in Orlando. Look at Sanford, 99 degrees. 99 in DeLand, 95 in Daytona Beach. This is do not mess with kind of heat. Seriously, this is dangerous heat. So we have got to be, you can't just ignore this. And I know I've said this many times on Coffee Talk. I don't even feel bad about it. I'll say it again, which is that um, when I lived in Palm Beach, I lost a friend because of heat stroke. He passed away because of this. I know, it's like I'm preaching to the choir here. Heat kills. So, and for goodness sake, let me hold on. Let me dust this one off. For goodness sake, check the back seat of your car. For goodness sake, because with air temperatures getting above 95 degrees, okay, we're going to get our cars to 114 degrees within 10 minutes time. We'll get our cars to 129 degrees within 30 minutes time. And we're really going to be closer to this looking ahead to next week. Always check the back seat of your car, please. Please find a way, find a reason, put your key, put your cell, you don't need to be texting and driving. Put your cell phone in the back seat, do something. Now, my kids don't ever stop talking, but it doesn't change the fact that we got to put something in the back seat to make sure we take care of them, okay? Terry says heat exhaustion will drop you in your tracks, but not right on the spot, hours later. That's the truth. Billy Stanley, my friend, he went to get lunch. He was in his car eating lunch when game over. That's the reality. That's the reality. Your Odd says on Facebook, and don't leave your pets in the garage. Correct. Tara also says, please also wear deodorant in this heat. Listen, if you're one of those people you want to wear like the herbal deodorant, that's fine. Do something to protect the rest of us around you. I don't want to smell you either. I don't want to smell you either. All right. So that's kind of where we're at. Again, looking at the next few days' time, today's going to be hot, but we're getting into impact weather for that heat Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Okay. Questions about our local forecast? I'll pop up the 7-day forecast here for you just to illustrate kind of where we're at. All right. I'm doing the noon and 4 today. So I just checked. Kellyanne did not do the coastal forecast. I will, however, do the coastal forecast on West 2 News at noon and at 4 today. I can promise you that. All right. So there's the big heat, my friends. And then into next week, another storm system kind of moves into our area and helps to ramp up the rain coverage just a little bit. Okay. That's kind of where we're at. All right. Please don't smell. Yeah, I know. I know, right? I mean, even in wearing deodorant, I feel like if you're outside long enough in this heat, you're going to end up smelling. I don't know. All right. Questions, comments, concerns? Anything at all, my friends? Questions, comments, concerns? How are the ensembles looking today? Noticed an uptick yesterday. We're going to look at the Tropics here in a second. Yeah. Millie says, car tells me anytime I put anything in the back seat when I stop. That's nice. I like that. Thank you for caring about us coastal folks. I got you. I got you, boo. Bay of what, Debbie? What? We'll check the Bay of Campeche. Don't you worry. Stand by. Christine says, yes, a plea from your local massage therapist. Shower and wear deodorant. Okay, anytime I've gotten a massage, I feel like I've showered right before because I want to be. If I've got somebody touching me, then I need to be as clean as I can for them. Is that crazy? I also like to take at least 2 showers a day. It may be a obsessive compulsive thing. I do not like being dirty. I digress. Please, cooler weather for band camp August 10th. You know, I'm going to do what I can. You know, I'm going to do what I can. Also, I need to make sure I need to get with Mr. Schreier on doing the forecast for it, but I digress. Okay, all right, that's it for us locally. Going once, going twice, sold. All right, shall we talk about the tropics? It is hurricane season after all. All right, let's take a look and see what's doing. First off, the only area that we're watching right now is this kind of swirl out near Texas, Louisiana. Hurricane Center giving it a low end 10% chance of developing. Essentially, the window is closing as it comes ashore. Not expecting much here. That's fine. It's another subtle reflection in our long range cycling weather pattern that showed up. Why have we been so quiet? Let's talk about a couple of things. First off, let's look at the Saharan air layer. This is the Saharan dust encompassing the Atlantic and as well right over us. The only area that it has not been really prevalent is out into the Gulf, right? And that's why we've got that area of moisture. I will say, though, that this time of year, particularly getting into August, we do typically shut off the Saharan dust machine and start getting more of an African monsoonal flow. And as that happens, things will completely turn around, and I would suspect that the tropics will start to wake up. So let's do this. Let's take a look at the raw American GFS model and let's see what it has to say. First off, notice out in the Gulf, you've got that area of low pressure. It's not all that organized. It's not all that exciting to look at. The model, at least the GFS says, there may be a little, nothing significant, but there may be something that tries to form. Nothing all that crazy. All right. Back it out. We'll go to the full basin view. And, it's trying, if you look east of the United States, there's just a couple of areas, nothing significant, but a couple of areas to watch, perhaps. At the same time, this is going to be Tuesday, July 29th. Let's come back to the Gulf. Another little area of low pressure right along the coastline. July 29th into July 30th. Something to watch there. Back to the basin view. High pressure builds in. Notice way down, like near the ABC Islands. Oh, I hit the Greater Antilles. I meant the Lesser Antilles. Right here. The GFS is still wanting to show a little something. You see near the Lesser Antilles here? Not the Greater. We always remember the Lesser because... But you see it there. Kind of developing and doing something into the Caribbean. Interesting, right? That would be Saturday, August 2nd into August 3rd. That's something. Back to the basin view. Then once it gets into the Greater Antilles, south of Puerto Rico into the Dominican Republic, it kind of weakens it. And then brings it over into the Yucatan and then completely falls apart in the Bay of Campeche. Drink, right? All right, back to the wide view. So you can kind of see that there. A lot of high pressure. A lot of high pressure. And that's it. So a couple of little areas, but all the way through, this is August 10th. You got nothing really going on there. Right? All right, that's the American GFS model. Let's go back to the 0Z. I just want to look and see. Yeah, a little something. You can see a little something in the Gulf there around the 30th of July. There's that other little thing trying to bubble up around the Antilles, the Lesser Antilles, right? Staying south of Puerto Rico, but it's there. And then fades into Honduras and Mexico. And then look at that, right here, August 6th. Watch the coast of Africa there. That's a decent little wave. That would be kind of that first Cabo Verde wave of the season, at least the first decent one. All right, that's the 0Z run. Let's go to the 18Z run. Now, this 18Z run is catching my attention because look at what's happening around the Antilles here. This is earlier. This is the 28th. It's got a little something. I mean, tiny, but we'll just go with it. South of Puerto Rico, crossing Hispaniola, north of Cuba. I give up. Where are you going? And then something into the Gulf. Notice that was the only run of a model that did that. So I'm not, that is completely written off, but I digress. All right, let's go over to the European. We'll go to, not Bermuda, the basin. Eiga Vault. Come on. All right. Both models around the very end of August are wanting to try and show lowered pressure along the northern Gulf. Nothing significant, but they're wanting to show something. All right, back to the basin. Again, though, the Euro showing the same idea for the Lesser Antilles. A little something around August, early August. Interesting that it's kind of taken more of that GFS view, putting a little something weak into South Florida around August 5th. Sloppy and weak. That 18Z GFS yesterday kind of lining up with the 00Z European. This does not look like a hurricane. This does not look like a tropical storm. I need you to know that. But, could there be a little something weak there? It's interesting. Definitely interesting, something to watch. you know? Let's see. I apologize, I haven't gotten to your comments. I'll get there. Just in analysis mode. And then there's another something there around August 8th around the Antilles. That's a decent little wave. Coming off the Cabo Verde, crossing, and then deepening as it gets into the Antilles around August 8th. And that's the kind of the very end of the European run. So I absolutely think, we're starting to see signs of life here. We all know hurricane season really ramps up into August and September. So we know we're right on the precipice of all of that. Okay? So keep that in mind. All right? In the meantime, while we're watching, Frank says, so that's going to be all over social media. Yeah, I mean, it probably is. But again, consider your source. Don't buy into hype. That's why we're here. That's why we do this coffee talk thing. Okay? So that we can make sure to keep everybody calming the heck down. Right? Zoreen, good morning to you. Let's see here. Going on Wonder of the Seas this Sunday. Hope the GFS is wrong. Oh, Eric, I'm jealous. I want to go on a cruise. All right. Questions, comments, concerns about what we saw. Essentially, it looks like the tropics may want to wake up in August. That is to be expected. It also looks like we are building a big heat dome over top of us this weekend. That's going to be the big story. Yeah, that's going to be our big weather story, is going to be this dome of heat moving in, right? All right. Sound good? We hype the lack of hype here. That's right. What is typically the average hottest weeks? I mean, the dog days of summer, I believe it's late August. Yeah, I'm at the age where I no longer want to wait it out. Yeah, you know what, Kara? If I look forward to a day when I become a snowbird, where I get to spend summers up north and winters in Florida. That would be great. All right, somebody was asking about ensembles. We can take a quick look. GFS ensemble. We'll just take a quick look here. Nothing crazy going on there. That's the GFS. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some ensemblage. That first week of August, you can see a little closer to home. Like the Euro's trying to sniff something out. So definitely something to watch there. What it does, what it doesn't do, too early to tell. But there's definitely something there that the Euro's trying to sniff out. So we'll keep our eyes peeled on it, right? That's all. That's what we're going to do. All right. Someone was hyping yesterday big time. 3 potential hurricanes headed for Florida. Oh, Jesus. Are you serious, Terry? Oh, it gives me the ick. Oh, it gives me the ick. Ugh. Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got. Listen, thank you for hanging out for Coffee Talk. Be the sunshine in someone else's day. I will see you today on West 2 News at noon and at 4. Sound good?